Hello, my name's Fox, and I told Big and Fox.
Look, I got bit by a vampire.
But I just finished watching Adventure Time Stakes 5 and 6. The names escape me at this moment. This was the shapeshifter slash healer vampire episodes. Which, surprisingly, the shapeshifter was first, but these episodes were hilarious. I loved these episodes. Like, the first two episodes, awesome. I loved it. We got Marceline's past, and then we also got to some new bad guys that we're going to fight and learn more about, of course, Marceline's past. Second two episodes, we're kind of setting up for the rest of the next 4 episodes. And also giving, of course, a little bit about Simon's background and stuff. Like, Adventure Time Stakes feels like it's going to hopefully lead up to something with more Marceline, but also more questions and stuff for everything. Also, I got a theory wrapped around in my head right now about Jake, but that I will save for later. Woo-hoo. But I actually got a few theories popping around here now after watching Adventure Time. Also, it almost turned to Steven Universe, but which, if Steven Universe and Adventure Time actually do cross over in some way, because I could see with there being magic and everything, and the Crystal Gen saying that their powers are still magic, even though they are aliens with technology, it kind of feels like this could all be in the same world. Just Steven Universe is before everything, but that's getting a little too close to home. Whatever. But. Let me talk about the episodes. These 2 episodes were freaking hilarious. The first episode was the shapeshifter episode. Let me stop looking at that and start looking at you guys. So, first episode was the shapeshifter episodes where it doesn't start right after. Well, it kind of starts right after because this all happens within like 2 to 3 days, I believe. Marceline, Peebles, Finn, Jake, and no, not Peppermint Butler. Peppermint Butler is not until later. They're hunting the Moon, who is the egg girl I was talking, the egg vampire with the ear on her forehead, who has the healing ability. So she had, they're looking for her, and apparently she drops these little moon orbs all around the floor. So, okay, weird. But she drops these little moon orbs. We really don't give a reason what they are. But apparently they're these orbs that if you bite them, they'll... Hold on. Thank you, God. Apparently if you eat them, they... I guess help in healing. That vampire is all about healing. The moon. So for some reason, Finn's like, look, Jake, I'm throwing them in his mouth. I guess being like the 10th Doctor. If you don't know what it is, lick it. Well, in this case, you throw it in your mouth and chew it. But I think that was the 10th Doctor. Technically, the 11 and 12. I don't know. But, so, Finn's doing that. Jake's like, no, man, get that out of your mouth. Ew! Peebles then tells Marceline, see, isn't it a lot better to do this together with everyone? And Marceline's like, yeah, it is good. At least Simon's okay. And then they walk, and while they're walking, and then like, yeah, all right. So they walk off screen. Right after they walk off screen, a little chocolate chip cookie runs out dressed kind of like a fox, with like a patch of fur, a fanny pack, and fox ears. As the King of Ooh appears with his bow and arrow and Chip, the guy, I'm pretty sure we've seen him before, or Crunchy, I forgot his name. Right? He's like, oh no, please, Your Highness, stop! And the King of Oo's like, no, the Princess King of Ooh must hunt, for that is one of the most dignified sports or royal sports. And he shoots like a cotton ball on a stick at Crunchy, and then they continue chasing him. They chase him deeper into the woods until, well, the King of Oo's riding on a horse and runs in, and then he hears growling from a bush. He's like, oh, Crunchy, now you're getting in the spirit. I don't know why you're giving him somewhat of a British accent. No, that's not really a British accent. Just more dignified is what I'm giving him, which I shouldn't for the King of Ooh. But so he takes his little bow and arrow, shoots almost like that. I believe exactly like this. Shoots the little bow and arrow. It goes into the bush. Turns out it's the freaking shapeshifter. One, you already knew it was a shapeshifter because he was like the boar that he was the last episode. But he was the boar last episode. That he transformed into boar last episode. He chases the Cookie and the King of Ooh up a tree because the Cookie was trying to run away from the King of Ooh, trying to climb up a tree, but then the King of Ooh climbed the tree first, kicking the Cookie off, but then the Cookie chased up, and they're both on top of the tree, and then the warthog vampire is standing on the tree looking up at them, and the Cookie's like, "Don't worry, sir. Don't worry, sir. Animals can't climb trees. That's the difference between us and them." I'm like, really? I think there's a few more differences. But everything's still basically the same, but anyway. So, the animal, of course being a shapeshifter, shapeshifts into a freaking koala. I was half expecting the Fire King to appear at some point. Because this is the second time we've seen a effing koala for some effing reason. Why? Why a koala? Why? I don't know, maybe it was just funnier. But he transforms into a koala with a mustache and boots. Because whenever he transforms, well, not whenever, sometimes he doesn't have it, but every once in a while when he transforms, this vampire always has freaking boots on. Don't know why, but he has boots. Okay. So, he climbs up the tree. He grabs the King of Ooh. He's like, "Tell me where Marceline is!" The King of Oo's like, "Oh, I don't know if he kind of, I don't know." And he's like, and the monster and the vampire shakes him again and goes, a koala vampire, mind you, shakes him again and goes, "Tell me everything!" And the King of Ooh, this is a joke I've seen before, but it is still funny. He's like, the King was like, "Well, I was born to a poor family who robbed and stealed." So we got a little bit of Ooh's backstory. Who robbed and stealed, and the vampire's like, "No!" I believe then he transformed his face to more like a jaguar, but still the koala body. And he's like, "No, tell me where Marceline is. Where can I find her?" And he's like, "Oh, well, she hangs out with Peebles and Princess Bubblegum, and Princess Bubblegum has a shack over there. Shack all the way over there." And he's like, "All right." And then, like, leaves. Ooh, and I think the Ooh and Chocolate Chip then go back to hunting, or the Ooh just chases the Chocolate Chip away. I forgot. After that, what was it? Oh, after that, the vampire, it's Peppermint Butler, stoking the fire in the cabin. Stoking the fire in the cabin. Shut up, phone. But stoking the fire in the cabin, and like stoking the fire. I think he's cooking something, and he hears a knock at the door. So the Peppermint Butler walks up to the door, opens it, and the vampire's there. Vampire's freaking there. There, as a cat, just standing at the door, going, "May I be? Can I come in?" And Peppermint Butler's like, "Ha! You can't come in. You can't come in because you're a vampire. You're an old-fashioned vampire." Which, yeah, I don't think I've seen that. When's the last time I saw in a modern vampire one? Probably the remake of Fright Night, where a vampire can't enter a building without being invited in. That's a very old rule. Oh, no. There's that one with a vampire girl. I forgot her name, though. I forgot the movie's name. The one with the kid and the vampire girl. Off topic. Well, not really. It's still on topic of vampires. But either way, let's get back to Adventure Time. So Peppermint's like, "Hey, you can't come in." And he goes into he has enough time while he's mocking him to chop up some garlic, comes back, throws it in the vampire's face, and the vampire's like, like it burns him, but he's just like, and then Vampire Butler turns around and shows him his butt and starts going, yeah, which his butt is just a regular peppermint. It's not like they did butt cheeks or anything, it's just circle, it's just a peppermint. It's, well, not like he takes his pants off, but like you just see it's just the, like how a peppermint would be shaped, is that's it. But, that happens, which was funny. And then, but then while Peppermint Butler is doing that, the transforming vampire uses his vampire eyes. Let me just make sure this is the recording. Yeah. Uses his vampire eyes and sees the footprints of Finn, Jake, and everyone going into the forest. So he just leads Chase after, and Pepper Butler's like, no, wait, come back, come back. He's like, and he jumps out the door. He's like, look, I'm outside. Aw, he's not coming back. Next scene is the group walking through the forest. And Peppermint Butler texts her, like, saying, I screwed up, vampire on your way, sorry. And, like, an emoji that looks like this, I don't know. And the next one is, then people sent back in is, it's okay or good, and then X for kiss. That's what I'm assuming is you meant. But, so after that happened, yeah, so people say, the vampire's coming, and they try to get ready, and Jake's like, oh, no, oh, where's, this vampire could come out at any moment. Suddenly they hear in the bushes, and they all get scared. I think they attack it, I believe they do, and then out from the bush comes Lumpy Space Princess, and me going, gosh, no! But luckily she doesn't have that many lines, nor is she there for that long. Which, yeah, Lumpy Space Princess, she's alright. So, she's a character I would not want to see very much. Although, I guess, yeah, you could have, like, they're trying to show as many characters probably as they can in this Marceline miniseries. Oh, and so after that happens with the vampire then appears. The vampire then comes in, and they all set up a trap. Then after, before freaking that, LSP before like it cuts away, it's like LSP like, no, what are you guys doing? Hunting rabbits? Really? That was the one. That was the reference you wanted to go with. Like, I guess there's not many that. Well, no, you could probably find some freaking other good references, but really, hunting rabbits? Really? 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 I'm just. Why? Like, okay, yeah, I get the joke or whatever, but like, I feel like there are references that I love that like are like they're kind of off the mark or they change it a bit. Like, if you ever watch Wander Over Yonder, that sucker is a ton of references, and sometimes, and I believe you can find 2 He-Man references of the same freaking thing. You can find someone grabbing a sword or having something up and going, I have the power! But, actually, wait, hold on. Sorry, back. The majority of the times I do that, I've done this like, what, 3 times already that I've left and came back? But yeah, like in Wander Over Yonder, you'll find someone going, I have the power! And then, you know, He-Man reference, Star Wars, all those. Which I get, but they do it like ending credits. Oh, Lord Hater. Oh, Lord Hater, that's his name? I've been calling him Lord Fate. Boom! Or something like that. Like, those references, they're, like, not obscure, but, like, they're set at a good time where, like, you won't expect it, and, like, it'll be funny. But really, hunting rabbits, that just gave me, like, what? Really? That was more annoying. But anyways, so that happened. After that, I forget if anything else happened after that. Well, I mean, like anything else other than the scene where they then set up traps using. They set up a trap. Oh! That was it. That was it. They do set up a trap. Finn is like how you usually have for like to trap an animal or something, or like when they're gonna like try to catch or like something like or like when they get the T-Rex out, they have the goat tied to a post, or like a bunny tied to a post by their leg. We have Finn. We have freaking Finn tied up like that, and it's freaking hilarious because he's like, "Oh no! I hope no vampires come to suck my blood." And he takes off his hood, and his hair's long again. I don't believe it's as long, but it's still freaking long again. He's like, "Oh no, I hope no vampires come to suck my blood." And he has like Jessica Rabbit style, which I'm like, if I didn't know you were a girl, I would assume so because of that freaking hair. Which, I'm not one to talk about long hair, but he's like, oh, but he does it so well, like a freaking like a damsel wanting to get something, like oh, I hope. Also, these were here before I even thought about doing this, but like, oh, I hope I need to air out my neck. Oh. So he's doing that. The vampire comes like about to bite into him, and then people goes, no, Marceline. They the best use of LSP. I'm sorry if I'm being mean to LSP, but oh my lord, it was funny. They put stakes in LSP, tied her up to a tree, and then used her as a freaking ball of spikes, of stakes. Ah! Throws her. She comes, almost hits the vampire, misses. I believe they miss. Finn goes to try to stab. Goes trying to stab the vampire. I don't believe it works. Yeah, it doesn't work. I know how he dies. Marceline then turns invisible. No. They tried fighting the vampire. The vampire's kicking the crap out of him. The vampire's... Oh, yeah, I believe at one point the vampire... Yeah, the vampire does grab Marceline. No. That happens afterward. Yeah, that happens afterward. They're fighting and whatnot. And the vampire says, "Get out of it." I believe Jake was about to attack him, and then the vampire's like, "I will suck all of your soul or your blood." And Finn and Jake goes, "No, man." He shrinks down real small and gets into Peebles' purse, where he then finds her phone, and it's Kevin Butler's texting Peebles, and it says, "Vampire goes by old vamp rules. Old-fashioned vampire, old vamp rules." So Jake's like, "Oh, I have an idea." So he's been a brick before, but now he's a house. he transforms into a dog house. Da-da-da. Ding. But he turns into a house and then tells everyone, "Get inside me, hurry!" Because the vampire's kicking crap out of everyone. They get inside the house. The vampire goes, steps in front of the door and goes, "Can I come in?" And Jake goes, "No, man." Which also, this leads to one of the, it may have happened before, but I may have missed it. One of the first Red Riding Hood references in this, which I don't remember anyone wearing a red hood, so I don't know if there was that. But like how they do it, it is kind of like they do it. It's a Red Riding Hood reference, and this is the first one out of the two episodes. And this one, like I said, like if you want to do a good reference, this is probably a good one. He turns into a wolf, which I guess maybe it may be subjective if it's a good one or not. But I saw it was a good one because he goes, "Let me in, let me in," as he's walking around Jake, and you see Jake's face move around his body as he's following the wolf now, the vampire wolf now. And Jake's like, "No, man." Like, "No, man, I ain't letting you in." And the wolf and the transforming vampire sniffs him. He's like, What are you? Which actually could give some things to Jake not being any dog, which, if you know Jake's origin, which we now know, we know that he came from a dog, but we really don't know if he is a dog. But, so, how long have I been talking? Because I've actually been having, I actually had a lot of fun with these 2 episodes. So he's like, what are you? And Jake goes, well, I'm a dog, a magic dog with magic blood. Which I would think, like, okay, you don't want to tell him magic blood, because maybe magic blood's way better than regular blood. And then Finn presses his face against the side of Jake and going, and I'm human with good human blood. You can't get me. And then inside the house, she's like, yeah, cool. Anyone? Huh? Anyone? And they're just looking at him, and then Marceline, yeah. Like, Marceline, yeah. So, the wolf gets, the vampire wolf gets out in front, and he tells, he starts telling, Marceline, oh, Marceline, wait, no. Before that happens, when they were fighting, he transformed into this giant chimera thing. I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, but he turned into this giant chimera thing, because I forgot when this fight happened. Transformed into this giant chimera thing where they begin to, this turns into a giant chimera thing, and with a scorpion tail, scratches Marceline, which I'm like, okay, I know where this is leading. But, scratches Marceline, and later on, after all this, Marceline, then, you know, everything else happened that I just said. Inside the house, the vampire gets in front of the house and starts talking to Marceline, saying, Marceline, I wanted to give you a proposition. You and I both don't like the old king. And I'm pretty sure you weren't even really able to defeat him. He let you defeat him, didn't he? Which, basically, I believe is what he did. Because, you know, biting her, but also knowing that he's going to get staked. Yeah. But, so, Marceline goes, yeah. She turns invisible for one. I don't know. She turns invisible for one and goes outside and starts talking to him, saying, yeah, but if we do that, you're gonna and also it does like a cool circling shot around him, and it goes, yeah, all right, I can make a deal with you. Like they're saying to team up to fight the Vampire King, and he says, all right. She's like, all right, I can team up with you, but you can't drink any more human blood. He's like, what? That's the whole thing. I'm a vampire. And Marceline goes, you can drink red just fine. So I guess, yes, all vampires have the ability to drink red, but maybe blood might taste better. I don't know. But, which would kind of make some sense, I guess. Which I actually wonder what would happen if they drink the blood, the color red from Ice King's crown. If, like, sucking the color red changes anything, I wonder. But, he seems to be mulling this over, and then he just grabs Marceline out of nowhere, because she's invisible, and Larry grabs her, and apparently knew where she was, like, no, the old ways, I'm a vampire of the old ways, you're gonna die, and everyone's like, Marceline! Then the chocolate chip appears, hits the transforming vampire, knocks him into the freaking Jake house, and he's like, I wasn't invited! Turns into his soul, spews out of him. That's spit. Spews out of him, and he turns his bones as Marceline sucks it up and gains the vampire transforming powers. They all change back and like, wow. And then Marceline's like, I don't feel so good, and she starts transforming, but then falls, and then you see the cut, of course, poisoned by the scorpion. Which then I would think if she can transform, but then from later on, what I'm assuming is she can take the base ability, in a sense that she can transform. Well, although in this one she transformed a little bit more, but like when you see the guy transform in the episode, I believe two before, and the second episode, he transformed his fingers into knives, and they look like knives. But when Marceline did it, it was her fingers that looked still like her fingers. So I'm assuming she has the powers, but not as potently. Like, she can form her fingers into knives, and they can work like knives, but they're probably not as strong as the other guys would be as regular knives. And I'll bring up a reason why this is probably the thing later on, but... So she's hurt, and, they're talking, like... And then after that, I believe... After that, she passes out. It's like, Marceline! Oh, and also the chocolate chip and the King of... Yeah, the King of Boo was chasing chocolate chip. That's what knocked him in there. Then... I believe that was the cutoff for the commercial. And after that, it was Marceline, like, a song was playing, and it was Simon and Penelope? I forgot her name. His princess. It was a song playing in the background. They looked kind of older. And it wasn't Ice King. It was Simon. It was straight Simon, no wizard in him, just... regular Simon. The two are talking. The two are like just looking at each other. They're baking a pie. One has Mr. Hot Stuff on like an apron, and then Penelope. I'm gonna say Penelope for now. Simon's love. She has Mrs. Hot Stuff, and they're baking a pie. They take out the pie. The pie then has eyes and a mouth, and then as that happens, they turn around, look out the door, and then out the door is Marceline, but she was older. She was like she was older, like maybe 30, physical body 40-ish, 30, 40-ish. So around there, and then she's like, oh wait, I was hunting a vampire, and she's waking up. She has like these green veins on her. And, people was like, oh my gosh. And also, she remembers that, in the dream, I believe it was Simon and his love were burping, which then, outside of her dream, we find out Finn and Jake were burping on Marceline, and people's like, stop that! And she goes, and they was like, what? We're burping on her. That's what our parents used to do. It used to heal us. It's a cure-all. And people goes, it's not a cure-all. There's not, poison isn't something good to have, and stuff like that. It's a very terrible thing, and, like, it could kill you or something, and then Peppermint Butler walks in, he's like, yeah, poison is real bad. I've done it multiple times. I decided to do it for fun. I have a whole poison lab back at the castle, and, she's like, really? Then take us to it so we can heal her. And he's like, oh, okay. But then, people says, Finn, Jake, you guys go find the moon, because this was the moon's episode. And he goes, you go find the moon, which is the egg vampire. You guys go find the moon while we go try to heal Marceline. And Marceline's just chucked out. She's out. They literally throw her on like a sack of potatoes on. People throws her on a sack of potatoes on her shoulder. I'm like, dang. She's out. You didn't even see like flop. I'm like, dang. But so they go their separate ways. People says get the moon and take her back so they can try to replicate her healing powers. And she says take her back, and then. Which, this actually leads to a kind of a dark joke, but I loved it. So they both leave. I believe... Oh, before that happens, both times, this is actually... They do this joke twice, but it's pretty funny. When they were actually first following them in the beginning of the episode, Jake's like... It looks like daytime, Jake's like, oh! We have to hurry and find her before it was nighttime. He turns around, it's nighttime. I'm like, no! So, and basically, I brought this up because later on in the episode, this one, Finn and Jake go find the moon. They follow the little orbs all the way back to the boat. All the way back to this little boat where there's some mummified dude there, which I'm guessing the moon sucked dry. So they go and look into this jar and they find the moon. And like, there she is. Alright. So people said, stake her and then bring her back. And he's like, okay. So they take the wooden stake and they stake her. And he's like, she's like, isn't she supposed to, like, you know, poof? And like, I don't know, man. And like, oh, let's take her outside to into the sun. So they pick her up and they take her out into the sunlight. It burns her and then she heals. So her healing ability is freaking crazy. And that's why I say, like, Marceline must get, like, only a fraction of that power, because we've seen Marceline reach out into the sun. It burns her, pulls her hand back into the darkness, and then she heals. So the moon. So I believe that she probably only gets, like, a fraction of all their powers, like I said. So they're like, okay, so how about we just keep trying to stake her until she poofs? And no, but then they're saying, did people say stake her back or take her back? And they keep going back and forth, like, they're like, oh, I don't know, just keep staking her until something happens. And like, oh, okay. just like that for a few seconds, him just stabbing at this vampire, just stabbing as she's sleeping, mind you. I forgot to mention that part. Just keep stabbing at her. Which after that happens, we cut back to the Candy Kingdom, where the King of Oo's mounting Crunchy, the chocolate chip, and he's like, yes, right there, perfect. And the chocolate chip's still alive. It's just mounted, just tied up to a thing and mounted. And like, oh. But then Peebles busts through the door with Marceline on her back. And Pupper and Butler with her. And King was like, oh, hello there, ex-Princess Bubblegum. Why are you here? You're not the princess anymore. You were voted out. And Princess Bubblegum goes, what was it? What was it? Fudge me! Not a hierarchy. A monarchy isn't a democracy! Kicks the King of Ooh, steals the keys. They run to, they're about to run out the door, and the King of Ooh goes, Banana Guards, seize her! And Banana Guards look at Peoples like, should we listen to him? And Peoples goes, no! Keep him here! And like, okay. So they go to Peppermint Butler's poison lab, which again, like I said, started to turn a little. I'm gonna say started to turn a little Steven Universe, but I know there's things like this where so people's like, where's the test tubes? Where are the beakers? Where this, and this? And Peppermint Butler's, no, Princess Bubblegum, we don't have any of those there. We have healing crystals. People's like, what? And he's like, shush. Which again, like I'm so freaking thinking about making a theory. I'm pretty sure someone's already made it, and it's something I've been thinking about. Where they place the gems are somewhat similar to where the crystal gems are: forehead, chest, belly button, palms. So I'm pretty sure there is some Hindu culture thing with that. So I am definitely gonna look into that and make a theory video about it. But so. They do that, and that that then cuts back to Finn and Jake stabbing at this vampire, and like, nothing's killing her, man. And Jake goes, yeah, but we gotta hurry before it turns this nighttime and she wakes up. Turns around, it's almost nighttime. It's like, well, it is nighttime. It basically is nighttime. It's like Twilight. It was right there at the end. And I don't mean the book. I mean like the time of day. To dawn, to dusk, not dawn. Kingdom Hearts. So they get scared, like, oh no, she's gonna wake up. So Jake takes her, puts her in the jar, puts the moon girl back in the jar, the moon vampire, and she pops up out of the jar and goes like snake. And Finn goes, ha, you're not gonna be able to catch us. Jake's like, what? And he jumps on Jake, and then Jake starts running off like, ah! As the moon, that's her name, chases after them. And as she runs, she has like many feet under her, which is weird. But Finn looks and sees that the moon is all the way over there, and Finn tells Jake, "We're gonna lead her back so they can kill her or stake her over there." And they're like, "All right." Also, apparently that stake that Finn has actually is a stake sword, so cool. Another sword to the arsenal, but so they're running. The moon is still like staying at exact same pace away, which Finn goes, "I don't think she's really trying to catch us." And he's like, "Jake, turn back!" And he does this by slapping Jake's butt, which was funny, I thought. And Jake's like, "What? No, man! We can't do that!" He's like, "Come on, I want to talk to her." So they get about like a foot away. He slows down till they're like a foot away from each other, and Finn's like, "Hey, you messing with us? We're leading you back into a trap. Huh? What are you, like, what's your deal?" And the moon, who also looks like freaking, at least to me, reminding me of Sadness from Inside Out. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Reminding me of Sadness from Inside Out. Maybe it's just the round shape. But he goes, "You cannot hide anywhere under my light." I'm like, what the fuck kind of voice? Like that, that's like that's like the voice from freaking The Exorcist. Like, "Oh, Fudge, we effed up big time." And he's like, "What? What do you mean?" And she's like, and Finn looks up and sees the full moon, and he looks down at her like, "So you're saying that's your light? Figuratively, or run, Jake, run!" He slaps his butt as they run off. "Stop slapping my butt!" And of course, the moon chases after him. Chases them all the way back. Starts chasing him. Cuts back to Peebles and Marceline in the poison detox. Which, if crystal healing, sure. Uses the crystal healing is a Paramount says. Well, then again, there's a lot of magic in that world, so yeah, it's true. Paramount's like, "It'll take 2 hours for her to detox," and people's like, "Really? What?" And then after the whole detoxing, not the whole detox, but as they're waiting, Finn and Jake bust through the wall and like, "All right, she's here!" And you know the moon's coming up, which the moon ever saw her. I'm like, she's probably gonna be some like they even like Marceline even says her whole thing's healing. She's gonna be easy to kill her. She's gonna be easy. Peebles takes Marceline. Also, there's a lot of Marceline being Peebles being really close up to Marceline, teary eyes. Or dear eyes, which I guess yes, it could be friendship, but like the way I took it, like all the like I believe she talks about a little bit, like saying all the things they've done, like she can't help her and stuff like that. It felt really much like these two were actually together at some point in the past. Maybe I'm reading too much into it because the T-shirt thing with the Keymaster I didn't read that much into that. These last few episodes, it feels kind of like they are going into that territory, and Steven Universe. Even though the gems are technically don't have any gender, they take things like that, so, you know, whatever. Which, again, I have nothing against that. I have nothing against two people of the same sex doing that, because you love who you love, and love them with all you love. I love you all. But either way, Peebles, as soon as they bust through the wall, Peebles takes Marceline, gets into this, like, locker thing where she hides, and tells Finn and Jake to hold her off. The moon comes up, and Finn and Jake are like, "Come on!" Or Finn's like, "Come on!" Suddenly falls over like, "The fudge, man! My body tapped out!" And Jake's like, "What? No!" He taps out. The banana guards are there. Also, there's a point where, the banana guards were crying earlier before this happened, and it's because they missed Peebles, which was kind of cool. And also, there was a thing about a video game, but I'll bring that up later. This happens before this, but still. So the banana guards are blocking the locker. The moon comes up, and then the chocolate on their head start melting as they fall down. One of them licks the chocolate off. I'm like, is that like licking your own blood? Probably not. It's more like licking your hair. I don't know. But so that happens. How long have I been talking? 42 minutes. Holy balls. I really love this episode. So, that happens. Finn and Jake, the Moon gets up close to it and up to the locker and sees that she can't open it, and this is the second Red Riding Hood one. And the reason why I like these references, it's not like when the transforming wolf went like little pig. I believe he was saying like little pig. No, he was saying let me in. He didn't say like let me in or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. He's not like he said that. It was let me in, which was a slight nod to him being a wolf, slight nod, Red Riding Hood reference there. And then in this one, while she's trying to open the thing, the Moon's going, piggies, 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 pigs, 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 saying that. And while all that's happening, we gotta go back into Marceline's dream. Marceline's thing, she's dreaming about her being, like, it's like Peppermint Butler digging a grave in front of people's house, and inside's Marceline old, playing on her guitar, singing a song, and then Bubblegum comes up and starts to sing with her, but when she sings, you hear her sing, but you hear, like, kind of like it was behind something, and Marceline goes, she's checking that. Marceline's like, what? I can't hear you. What? And then she hears, Marceline, wake up, Marceline. And, like, it starts raining inside her dream. And I believe she even hears, little pigs, little pigs. And she's like, the moon? And sees, like, the house starting to break apart. She starts waking up. She sees Peebles is crying on top of her as the locker then opens up, and then the Moon looks in with her demonic freaking face. Her face transforms so demonic-like. And Peebles, like, looks at her like, did you just say pigs until the lock opened? She was confused. I was confused. Well, I'm just thinking, well, that's a pretty funny joke still. I laughed. And then Moon was out to stab him, but then Finn mustered up some strength, and then staked the back of the Moon's back, which I don't know if that's what they said, to stake her in the back. I believe they probably, I think Peoples might have said to stake her in the back. I don't know. But they staked her in the back, and then Peoples like, now Marceline! And Marceline just, a vacuum sucks up the Moon, and then gains her healing powers and heals the poison away. Which, I'm like, okay. But I'm thinking, like, why? How come she couldn't do that to the other ones? Which I'll probably guess because the Moon's healing powers, I say that whenever she's really mortally hurt, she's brought into a slight moment or a slight point to where she could almost die, but, like, her soul is probably, vulnerable. And so if that Marceline was able to go, zoop, and suck it in. But then also, I'm assuming they probably have to be somewhat stationary to do that, because she did that to Jake somewhat, sucking out his soul a bit. But either way, that happens. She heals, and then, if I remember correctly, that was the end. Oh no! Then it's, of course, they did the yellow thing where it was like, X out the transforming vampire, X out the Moon vampire, which actually I gotta double check on that, because I don't remember because I believe they say it, like the next commercial saying is Marceline got all her powers back. Now it's time to verse the Vampire King. So I'm assuming there's probably gonna be 2 episodes dedicated to fighting the Vampire King. That or like I want everything that does happen here. I do want, we're getting a little bit more things about like Ice King and everything. We got sorry about Ice King, Marceline's past. We're getting all these, but like I want at least one of these vampires to make it to the next, at least make it into the series or something like that, or like have vampires return in some way, at least a little bit, which I think it probably will, because again, they were draining the Vampire King was draining blood from animals, and the animals were turning into vampires. So most likely, vampires will return some way. But the Vampire King I kind of like, and I don't remember if Marceline really got anything from the Vampire King other than... Well, actually, now that I think about it, well, no, because... I don't know. I would say that maybe Marceline, because she got turned into a vampire, didn't have the ability to soul suck anymore. Because maybe vampire override the demon in her. But then, then I'm thinking like, well, maybe she sucked in the soul of the Vampire King, and because she sucked in the soul of the Vampire King, but because she was on the verge of becoming a vampire, she didn't get his powers. I don't know. I'm thinking no. I'm pretty sure she was able to still be able to suck his soul in or something. I don't know, but sucks. So next one's gonna be them versus the Vampire King. Gonna like seeing this. Hopefully vampires come back in some way, but yeah, I do want like something from this miniseries, from Stakes to continue onward. Of course, Marceline hopefully will continue onward, and like as these dreams show her getting older. I am hoping, oh, I am freaking hoping that she's going to see, like, okay, I did live, like, because the whole point of her doing this is because she said that, I should have said this in the first 2 episodes, but she said that she felt like a messed up kid when she was turned into a vampire, but now she's still a messed up kid even this longer, so that's why she wants to grow up or grow older, but because of these dreams, having her slowly grow up in the dreams, in these poison dreams and stuff, I'm hoping in this end that she does become a vampire again, because please don't die! Please don't even... I want to see her all the way into the future with freaking Lemon Hope. That's how far I want to see her live. And I want Peebles to be there too. Finn's most likely going to be dead. But, actually no, Finn's apparently a god. So apparently he might live or reincarnate. Possibly Jake too. Theory coming up hopefully soon. But yeah, like I'm hoping like because of these dreams of being like that she seems to be going through there like the mature like whatever she wanted like maturity. Yeah, that's bull. you can yeah, whatever. But I say have fun. I don't mean like don't like take things seriously. Don't like know when to do things, but like have fun. Do some stupid crap, kiddish stuff. Do it. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be quote unquote mature. Like say act your age. My age, whatever the fudge I am, whatever I am. But you'll learn a little bit about me. But either way, so I'm hoping these like lead up to like Marceline being like, I'm not messed up anymore or something by the end. She gets re-bit by the Vampire King. Possibly the Vampire King, this being like that if they do have to kill the Vampire King, which really he hasn't really done anything other than drink drink animal blood, which he might actually go into the whole thing about drinking red. They might live, that might happen, or and also might be cool that Marceline might have the Vampire King like probably crashing at her house or something. I don't know. That'd be kind of funny. But not like as a love interest, but just as someone who crashes at her house. Because he seems more like a hippie vampire now, kinda. But if anything, it'll probably end with him biting her again, and her stabbing him in the heart again, and him poofing her sucking up his soul, and then probably getting whatever ability he has that she didn't get before. Especially since if they kill the Vampire King, and actually if it goes by the whole alpha vampire thing, it might be that if they kill the Vampire King, it cures all the vampire animals, which would stink if it did. But so yeah, these 2 episodes I really enjoyed. The last 2 episodes again felt kind of more. The last 2 episodes kind of felt a little bit more setup, like a little bit like first 2 episodes were good. You got Marceline's past, got a little bit more about Marceline's past. You learn it builds up these some of the vampire characters and lore behind them. Then you have the 2 episodes after that, which is kind of setting up. The first episode setting up the vampires, where they're gonna be, what's gonna happen. some of what they're going to be doing, or where they're just going to be, where again, like kind of like levels, and then the third one, and then these are like that, those like kind of like levels, a little bit, learn a little bit more about Simon's past. Then after that, this one's probably a little bit more about Marceline growing up, a little bit taking on, well, kind of growing up, taking on these vampires, and then, and also like again, one of the vampires was ready to betray the Vampire King, so he doesn't seem to be the Vampire King doesn't seem to be wanting to stick with the old ways, so he might want to become like a red sucking vampire. Maybe he doesn't know about sucking red, because I don't believe the other vampire knew about that, but or maybe he did. I don't know. But so that happens, vampire, but that's possibly what will happen. These had a few more jokes. Also, I forgot about LSP, because at one point when they're fighting the transforming vampire, she's like, "Here, Finn!" throws him a stake to put on a crossbow, but the vampire's like, "Wait, where'd he go?" And LSP's just like, "Yeah!" Starts throwing all the stakes at Finn for him to catch. He's like, "Ah!" And then there was the banana guard, where like they're saying like, how are they gonna pass the 2 hours while waiting? And Pepper Butter's like, we can play a video game, and people's like, I'd hate video games. And people's like, and Pepper Butter's like, yeah, me too. I don't even have a console. And then one of the banana guards goes, oh, I have a video game. And the other one's like, really? He's like, yeah, it helps me exercise. And no one is like, so it's a video. It's like, no, it's a yoga video game. So it's a video. I feel like this is somewhat of a joke against Wii U or something. Not Wii U. Well, like the Nintendo Fit games. And he's like, no, it's a video game. No, it's a video. Yes, a video game or a yoga video game. Yeah, but these had a little bit more This had a little bit more jokes. Like, if anything, if the last two episodes didn't have that many jokes, majority of the jokes went into these. Which I'm kind of wondering, again, the whole symbolism behind the big bad wolf and stuff like that. Like, the vampires are the big bad wolves. But, like, I'm trying to wonder, like, what is this supposed to be, like, whoa, actually, I just got it! And I got it from the Cinema Snobs, well, their midnight screenings, where they were doing Into the Woods, and they talked a little bit more about Red Riding Hood, one of my favorite fairy tales. And they say that, like, the whole thing about, at least in Into the Woods, the whole thing about that was about Red Hood growing up, learning, like, becoming a woman, becoming mature. Which, like, apparently the Red Hood symbolizes, or I believe it was Into the Woods, or that was the actual story, where the Red Hood symbolizes apparently being a virgin. But then the wolf being the thing that deflowers thy virgin. And then after that, I'm not sure, I don't know if it happens in the story, which I don't believe it does, because in some of the stories I believe Red Hood dies. But in, like, Into the Woods, she makes another hood out of the wolf's pelt after the wolf dies. And they say, like, that could be symbol of Red Hood using her experience that she's learned from her quote-unquote deflowering to make herself stronger against the world. And, like, she uses it as a shield or a cloak. Which, that could actually make some sense with these past two episodes. The vampires are showing, like, with the being poisoned and everything, they're showing Marceline about, like, her life and stuff like that through the dream, showing her growing older, using the experience, like, she basically ages through her dreams. She's growing older, somewhat more, quote-unquote, mature, and, like, the wolf, like, these guys are the big bad wolves, the thing that are making her do this, quote-unquote, deep. I don't want to say that, no! They're taking off her Red Hood, and then as she absorbs their powers and is learning these things, she is becoming, she is, what the fudge am I trying to say? She is she is becoming like what she wants to be. She's becoming less messed up. Which, actually, I think that might be the message in this. The message being that these 2 episodes are showing Marceline growing up, or quote-unquote growing up. Becoming less messed up is a better word, I should say. Because, again, growing up, everyone's still learning. Everything is doing. Growing up is basically another way of saying you're learning everything. That's why I don't like saying growing up, because I'm like, no! You are whoever the fudge you are. You act however you act. It doesn't have to matter on age. But, so like that's why Marceline's that's why there's the Red Hood references. I am getting some serious. I don't know. I hope I'm looking at the message that's trying to convey. I hope I'm looking at this deeper message that's in there. But I feel like that's the reason for these 2 episodes. This is the reason for this entire. Somewhat for this entire. It is of course for Marceline to grow, to become less messed up. Like we're probably gonna see. Well, hopefully we still have the chilled Marceline, but still someone who's going to be somewhat of not someone of bigger importance, but she's still going to be our Marceline, but still possibly a little bit stronger, faster, possibly think some things through. Because she does ride on emotions a lot, which honestly I don't. Which honestly that's freaking awesome. I do like characters who can ride on emotion. But yeah, it was still pretty cool. These episodes were freaking awesome. I cannot wait for more. I believe that is the meaning behind all this. The whole thing about like Red Riding Hood. She's Red Riding Hood, which I guess red is something that she drinks. And so it could kind of also you kind of look into that, like vampires are able to drink red. So in a sense, kind of like how Red Riding Hood loses her red cloak. Well, Into the Woods she gives it away, but then she gets the wolf pelt as more of a protection. It's even a lot warmer. So, yeah, awesome 2 episodes. These were extremely funny. Apparently, you can get some deep theological things in there. But it was really good. So, Marceline and Finn, awesome episodes. And extremely fun. Tell me what you guys think about it in the comments below. Tell me if you guys got any more meanings out of it. Click the link description below for my videos that I've done. And we will. See you later. I gotta air out my neck.